rainy Berlin now for, I think, yes, 2 weeks. And I have to say that nothing opens my heart as much as Berlin. I don't know why. And Cairo, Egypt. Yeah, although I really loved everything in Gran Canaria, somehow this makes me so happy, and I can open my heart somehow. And yeah, this is where I was born somehow, my personal spiritual me. So somehow this is like my home. But my husband hates it here. So we will move on. And right now we are planning and thinking about Bali. But then we would need to give up our flat, the flat where we have lived for 6 years now. Where so much has happened, so much history. My personal and our history was written. So many crises, rebirths, and just the happiest moments of my life. So yeah, I don't know, but why not opening for another new adventure? I will miss this for sure. My hood. Oh. Hard decisions. Another thing that makes a move somehow reasonable is that our flat was destroyed. What would you do? What would you do? Our favorite neighborhood bar. Now I'm on the road with my beautiful man, to an event to talk about our business. Very excited. Lass mal schnell ein Video machen. Oh, we came just from a very cool event where we met potential investors and people to give us advice for our business, and it was so funny because everybody was like, oh, you're having this great business and it's location independent. I wish I would have your life. And it was so funny because normally we admire those people who are having these great businesses with a lot of like venture capital, and we're bootstrapping everything and working day and night, and it was just so funny. Beautiful summer night in Berlin. Normally I forget to film, but I want to film more and vlog more. I always forget to vlog. So now my husband, Christoph, and I are walking back home from a very, very cool business meeting with a very, very cool person. And it is so nice here in Berlin. I actually thought I would need warm clothes, but then it became so hot. It's like in Gran Canaria, the weather changing every other second. And I really like it. Look, this is so beautiful. And now we will do some very interesting testing with our Essence of Belly Dance platform to make sure to make it really, really good. And I'm very, very excited. So now we have a partner to do a really cool, hopefully test to see what the users are really liking, what keeps them motivated and what not, because only asking you is not sufficient. And also Berlin also looks a little bit like this. So cool. And I love to walk in Berlin. So now we came home to a home without a car. I have always had a car and I never had a bike. And I have also always loved to walk. And I rather walk 45 minutes somewhere than taking whatever, a taxi or this is also something nice to show you, but it's against the sun. Don't know if you will see this. Formerly, I think I forgot what it was, a brewery or something, and now they have a very cool lab inside, and here it's also a fun thing. Typical Berlin. So first, those places are occupied by whoever wants, like homeless or party people or whoever wants it, and then they become used for something else, and later they become used for something else, and then it's called gentrification. So you first it's like succulents. First you need succulents that come into the desert. Yeah, this is the process. Why are you laughing? We have observed this as architects. So maybe it's a little bit cynical to speak like this, because a lot, like here you have in this old building where there is a McFit now, and a very cool graffiti. It has been there for ages. I like it very much. There's an old cemetery, and there's another old cemetery, and there's the TV tower, which is actually a nice place to have a brunch. So if you're a Berlin tourist, you should definitely go to a brunch or a breakfast there. They even have gluten-free breakfast, and it's a much better deal you get there when you book a place in the restaurant, and you can skip the line instead of just going to the TV tower and standing around there. So my personal tip. Another tip is, you see this hotel on Alexanderplatz? It's a park inn, and there you get really good value for your money when you book a room there, and you have the best views in town because it's the highest building except of the TV tower, and you see really the entire Berlin from there. And I love being up. I love always seeing every city that I visit from the top to understand it after I have crawled the streets. And yes, this is the Soho house here in Berlin. It's also very nice inside, but I'm not a club member, just sometimes visit friends there, and it's really very nice place. Now I just take you for 1 second to the cemetery there. In this weird building there are sometimes nice things to discover, like artsy arts things. So, and this is the cemetery. Not very beautiful and spectacular, but it's a nice place to relax and get some peace. It's very peaceful on cemeteries. And also being connected with death and your own possible ending anytime is also a very nice thing for me, at least. Like, it's not very well preserved or treated, but there are some very interesting things to discover here too, like old family graves. And a little squirrel. There he goes. And also sometimes when your heart closes, or like when my heart closes because something happened or I just worked too much and obsessed too much, it's also just a nice place to go to the cemetery to. It's just somehow spiritual, always opens my heart, makes me grateful and happy.